In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 most common mistakes people make when designing for t-shirts. By avoiding these mistakes, you'll be able to create a great design and stands out from your competition. Let's get started. Mistake number 1, the sizing, okay? The sizing of a design on a t-shirt can make all the difference. Now, for example, if you're selling online, let's say you're selling on Amazon, right? You have a t-shirt and the thumbnail, okay? You have the thumbnail there. You want the size of the design to stand out to where they're able to read it from when they're scrolling down. So they search something, right? They search something on Amazon and then they start to scroll down. You want to make sure that they can read it from that point right there, okay? So if they can read it from there, it makes them smile, makes them happy. They think it's an awesome design, they're gonna click, okay? So the goal is when the click, and you have to make sure that the customer can see the design from that main part right there, okay? Then once they click, they go on to the actual listing and then they make a purchase, right? So the size of the design, it does matter because you want the customer to be able to read the actual saying on the shirt or even see the illustration, okay? So if I would come over here and search on Amazon and look at these mock-ups, the thumbnails over here, I'm talking about these right here, you can see that how they have the design on the shirt. It's taking up pretty much all of the space. And then when you scroll down, you're gonna see like this one right here. Compare it to something like Best Tuesday Ever, compared to, you know, the Ultimate Taco Tuesday, right? You see that? You see this? You can see the design, and literally I would have to click to see, what's going on with the design. You can see it if obviously if you look at it, but these designs are gonna get more clicks compared to something like this, in my opinion. You wanna make sure they see it, click, you know what I mean, and then they purchase. Because if it's too small, they can't see it, they're not gonna click. So mistake number 2 is gonna be the placement, okay? The placement of your design is very important. Okay, I have made this mistake where, I created a design and then I uploaded to an online selling platform, let's say Merch by Amazon or Redbubble or Etsy. The placement of the design is like on the stomach area and you want it more up on the chest, right? Now, when it comes to this, like we can try as best as possible to place the design on the right spot on the t-shirt, because some of the platforms that we upload to, we cannot adjust the size and on the platform. We actually have to do it like on Photoshop or GIMP or whatever platform or at whatever design software that you're using, and you can get it as best as possible on there, right? I know there's some people that says, use the 2 finger from this part right here on down, and then you get the best placement for your actual design, okay? But the placement, if you have a design, you want to take as much space as possible. For example, on Merch by Amazon, what I mean by it gives you a design template, right? The canvas part of it. You want to take as much space as possible up on that because it will basically help your design stand out and get the customer to click on your listing to make a purchase.
Whoa, that's a genuinely shocking fact.
Now, you do not want, if you create like a design, you do not want it to be, the placement to be at the bottom, like around your belly area, right? You do not want that to be there because then the design just doesn't look right when the person wears it in public, okay? And I'm like, why is the design so low on your shirt, dude? Is it like a pregnant shirt? You know what I mean? So it can make all the difference to, have a top selling t-shirt or a product on these selling platforms. Now, if you're designing for like a pregnancy shirt, something like that, right? You want to place that design more like on the stomach area. Okay, there's a lot of top sellers on these platforms, like on Amazon or Etsy, that are making a ton of sales, okay, by designing like pregnancy shirts. Okay, so that's of course you want the design to be a little bit lower. So the number 2 mistake is the placement of the design. This is not okay. The number 3 mistake is typography and fonts. The typography is the soul of your design. You do not want to have a different font, okay, that doesn't work really well with the graphic element, okay? And this can make all the difference because you can see it just doesn't, okay? It will mess up the design, okay? You have to understand, like the font and the graphic element and how they go hand in hand, because it can make all the difference in the world when it comes to having a really awesome design, and it can be a top selling design. Learning this right here can just help your design stand out, be different from the rest of your competition. Mistake number 4 is going to be the image quality. Now, this is very, very important because when you have a low resolution image on a t-shirt, like a graphic element on a t-shirt, it can look blurry and pixelated. Okay, a lot of people, I see, not a lot of people, but I see some designs on platforms where one, it's not a high resolution image, so it looks very pixelated and it doesn't look good at all. It's blurry. You can barely see the image on the t-shirt, so when it prints, it's gonna look bad to the customer and they're gonna return it, and that's not good. Okay, obviously the platform doesn't want that. Or even if you have your own website, right? If you're selling, let's say you have your Shopify store and you have your own website going and you have this issue, the customer is gonna be mad. They're gonna wanna return the product because of the quality of the print. It's horrible. They don't want that. They don't want something blurry on their shirt. Come on, like they don't want something like that. So you have to make sure that you're saving your designs in a high resolution, okay? Make sure it's a high quality. I recommend, you know, when I'm selling on Merch by Amazon, selling on Amazon in general, I do know like 300 DPI. That's what they recommend. Now, there's people that are actually stealing designs on these platforms, right? And this is a big issue in the community. People that are actually stealing these designs, they're pixelated designs, right? Because they're not high resolution file that you saved on your computer and then you uploaded it. They just ripped it, right? So it's pixelated, it's blurry, and it's not good. So make sure that you're not doing this, making sure that you're not stretching the image as big as possible and it doesn't get pixelated, because you do not want your customer wearing that. I wouldn't want my customers wearing that. You wouldn't want to wear a t-shirt like that, so why are you creating something like that? Mistake number 5 is going to be the contrast, okay? Now, let's say you have a black shirt, right? And then you put like a black graphic element on there. When it prints, you can barely see it. Okay, this is not saying that people do not want those shirts. There's a very small group of people that would probably want something like that because they don't want it to stand out. They just want something, you know, real simple, and maybe they just want to read their shirt. They're happy with what their shirt, because I've seen people do this. It's weird. But now when it comes to top selling designs, okay, top selling products, if it's a black shirt, like white text works really well on a black shirt, or a white graphic works really well on a black shirt, okay? Look, so the black t-shirt with the black element on it is gonna blend in. You're not gonna be able to see it. Okay, why would a customer want to click on that and buy that if they can't see it? Okay, so you think about it that way. You have to make sure that your contrast, it looks good on the shirt. I've done this a few times where I put a certain type of colored font on a shirt and it doesn't look really good. It looks like it's hard to read. If it's hard for you to read, it's obviously going to be hard for the customer to read. A lot of white in my designs, all white text designs, just an all white design, they work really well on black shirts. They stand out. There's very eye-catching, and customers click and they purchase. Okay, that's what I mean by this mistake right here. A lot of people do this. They upload, you know, like the wrong design to the wrong colored shirt, and the customer can't even click on it. If you have red text on a red shirt, it's not gonna look good. It's just not. You can't even see the font, like what's it saying and stuff like that. There's no one's gonna buy it. Now, if you want to learn how I make thousands and thousands of dollars a month with Merch by Amazon, you want to watch this video right here. Start selling on Amazon and start making money.